Welcome back, fans, once again to another episode of Coach's Corner this week, brought to you by Joe Clements, Keller Williams Integrity Northwest. I'm your host, Paul Vold, joined alongside head coach for Granite City Lumberjacks, DJ Vold, after another successful weekend. Coach, of course, as always, we appreciate the time for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, of course, a complete sweep of the Minnesota Loons. Of course, a shutout of both contests as well. Friday, take it right to them. 12-0 at their place, and then Saturday come right back home for an 18-0 shutout as well. Of course, you look at the overall play in both those contests, there was a lot of things that went right for the team too. From your perspective at the coaching level, what did you see that things obviously went right for the squad?
Yeah, the big message all weekend was we just wanted to make sure we played our brand of hockey and play the way we know we're capable of. It was a good habit-building weekend. So I think we did a great job getting pucks on net and getting pucks in behind their D and making them play defense for a lot of the weekend. So pretty happy with the result.
I mean, you look at, of course, from the results that you got from this weekend, a lot of those, obviously great shots, and then just, getting action right in front of the net too was a far cry from what we were the previous weekend against West Bend. A lot of those chances were actually being converted over this past weekend as well against the Loons too. So you see from that weekend, which was troublesome, into this one where anything that was going towards the net obviously was creating great opportunity and went in. Got to see at least that consistency and balance moving forward to a great start too.
Yeah, obviously I think there was a little leftover frustration from the weekend before, and then we got a big weekend coming up. So we're back to the grindstone, preparing and getting ready for this weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a moment. But of course, as you can see, of course, at the table here with the Smiles for Jake hat and the jersey as well. Big weekend that was for Smiles for Jake. The home and home matchups at their place and here as well. A great weekend turnout, and obviously, the whole Lumberjacks community coming together here, putting on, of course, raffle baskets, silent auction, of course, the jersey raffle as well. Turned out great for everybody involved.
Yeah, it was a really, really successful night, and there's a lot of people we can thank. Everybody who donated baskets for the silent auction, all the kids for playing hard and getting their jerseys sold, and for Smiles for Jake for allowing us to let us be a part of it. We're really happy with how it turned out, and something we hope to do every year from here on out. Yeah,
and it all really comes together, of course, for any sort of cause. Had the live music going on as well. Of course, we had interviews with the great folks at Smiles for Jake, Eric Hopajoki, as well as Sarah Smith, talking to them too. And at the end of the night as well, got the fortunate pleasure to hand them a check, $10,000 donation.
Yeah, it was kind of a goal we had to get there. I think we raised about 90% of it, and then Lumberjacks math, we throw in a little on top from the team to kind of go towards a cause that I think everybody has been touched by, or at least knows somebody that has. It was a goal we tried to hit, and we were able to accomplish it. So we're really, really happy with how it went, and we know the money's going to a good place.
Yeah, of course, with Smiles for Jake, you can find out more information, Smiles for Jake movement on social media. Go to smilesforjake.org. But talking about the weekend that we've got coming up here as well, crucial matchup against the Rochester Grizzlies, home and home matchup once again. We're in second place right now, 7 points behind the division leader, a crucial 4 points this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Essentially both games are 4-point games. You take two away from them and get two yourself. I don't think it needs explaining to our group on how important this weekend is. Obviously, the first goal of the year is to win the division. And we gotta take care of business this weekend, and we'll have them one more time as well. So we've got an opportunity to do it, and that's all we can ask for, is kind of have our fate in our own hands, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you look at how the season turned out, of course, that head-to-head matchup against them as well. 3 more times here in this stretch run, of course, with the month of February creeping into March as well. You've taken 4 out of 5 of them this season as well. Of course, you start off some real tough competitive matchups too. Looking at some of those contests, you look at how things have kind of changed for the team. What do you say has really worked against that matchup against Rochester?
I think it's when you play them, you get up for it. I think they get our best effort, and it's the same thing we deal with every weekend. We get a lot of people's best effort as well. So I think it kind of brings the best out of both teams. We've been fortunate to get strong goaltending and find a way to get the puck to go in. I think special teams are going to be important as well, but I don't know that it's anything specific, more so than just showing up and being ready to go.
Of course, that'll be a crucial matchup coming up this weekend with the Western Division leading Rochester Grizzlies. 7:05 puck drop Friday down in Rochester. Jacks will come back home on Saturday, 7:30, right here from Miller Buick GMC Arena. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, coming up here and next, we'll have a special interview. Number 3, Joe Grenick for your Granite City Lumberjacks, the reigning defensive star of the month in the NA3. Be sure to stick around for our Coach's Corner, brought to you by Joe Clements, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest.
Don't get an opportunity to win a championship too often, and to get to the final game and lose really motivates our guys this year, and they've passed that message on to all the new guys.
Backhand, he scores!
I mean, we want a team that will basically do anything to get there. Obviously, we don't wish harm on our guys or anything like that, but we want guys who are willing to pay the price to get there.
When we get players to come in and put on our jersey, it's more than just here to play hockey and get better. We want guys that are going to represent our organization and kind of that family atmosphere that we try to create.
Welcome back here, folks, once again to another episode of Coach's Corner this week. Of course, brought to you by Joe Clements, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest. Our players interview here this week. We got the reigning star of the month on the defensive side, number 3 for your Granite City Lumberjacks. Joe Grenick joins us here this week. Joe, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. A big weekend that was for the Lumberjacks, a clean sweep. Clean on many regards as well. A couple of shutouts. 12-0 on Friday against the Loons. 18-0 on Saturday against the Loons once again as well. A little road home and home series as well. Overall, looking back at the weekend, you could say a lot of things went right in many regards too. How did the team at least feel about how things kind of went right over the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, if putting up 30 goals, you're never too mad about it, but 2 shutouts. It's good to get some wins under our belt and get back on the winning train after West Bend.
Yeah, of course. So with the troublesome weekend, the weekend before with West Bend, now coming back with a couple of wins too. You look back over the weekend too with the Loons coming to town. I'm sure you can probably nitpick a couple of things if there was anything that really didn't work. Did you maybe see anything that maybe could be addressed with this week of practice coming up?
Obviously, we always work on D-zone, can always get better, staying with our guys and communicating, so that's been a big focus.
Yeah, and of course with the weekend that we had too, big weekend as well, of course on the charitable side of things, like the hat in front of us, jersey that I'm proudly wearing here today as well, number 16 TJ Lepisto as well, or Lepisto, however you want to throw it out there. It works one way or another, but of course playing in the Smiles for Jake jerseys, you saw it on Friday night with the Loons wearing them, then you guys get it on Saturday too to wear them. Obviously a great cause, great opportunity to work for a nonprofit organization like Smiles for Jake. How the guys and the team really feel about wearing the different jerseys and obviously performing the way the team did over the weekend?
Yeah, obviously they're sweet jerseys, so we all like to wear them, but we were talking about how it's bigger than us this weekend, so it's good to go out there and get the wins, wearing the jerseys and having a good weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, now you carry that momentum, couple of wins over the Loons. Now we're back to serious business once again here too with a big weekend matchup against Rochester, home and home matchup again as well. Friday at Rochester, Saturday back here at Miller Buick GMC Arena. Big weekend, of course, crucial-wise as well. You're looking up at them in first place in the division. We're in second right now, and it's always a tough and competitive matchup against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, obviously we're looking up at them in the standings, like you said, so it's important to go out there and take care of business and try and get 4 points.
Of course, with it being a crucial weekend as well. As the season's kind of come along, open up the year as well against them. It's been a tough physical matchup between them, but things have kind of come together as of late. Of course, you got them right before the holiday break. It's been well over a month, going almost into 2 months since you last played them as well. Looking back at some of those games, what do you kind of remember as things that kind of went well in those matchups?
I think getting the puck to the net, got to do that to score goals. So looking to do that and locking down the D zone. If we keep them to the outside and don't let shots in front, should be able to hold them to not too many goals this weekend.
Yeah, look forward to that. Of course, that's going to be coming up here this weekend. Friday will be a 7:05 puck drop down in Rochester. Lumberjacks return home against the Rochester Grizzlies coming up here on Saturday, right here from Miller Buick GMC Arena. That will be a 7:30 puck drop right here in Sauk Rapids. Now, we were talking about before we got on the show as well, Joe's name's been dropped a couple of times. I can't remember why. We'll have to check the footage from past rapid fire segments. Maybe it's time for him to drop a few names and throw some people under the bus here with our rapid fire. You ready, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to start off a couple easy ones, hopefully. Pre-game routine, what's kind of the thing that you always do, either before you come to the rink, when you're at the rink, or just right before you get on the ice?
I normally like to take a nap in the afternoon, wake up, have a meal, normally beef and rice or chicken and rice.
Okay.
And then I'm not really too superstitious when I get to the rink. Take my stick, just kind of chill, play some sewer, and get ready to go.
Not too superstitious, just a little
Yeah,
stitious.
just
You
a
already
little
answered
bit.
the next question with the pre-game meal as well, with the beef and rice, is that
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Throw some hot sauce on there.
There you go. What's the go-to hot sauce then?
I like Cholula.
Ooh, that's also a good one too. The red sweater or the white sweater for Granite City, which do you prefer?
I like the whites.
All right, the whites are crisp and clean. Now we're going to start throwing a couple players under the bus here. Who's the biggest prankster on the team? We know one guy has been pranking and then been pranked as well, but who's one guy that really likes to mess with some of the other guys on the
Yeah, I'd say Sam Brennan probably.
team? Yeah, that's an easy one to go with. Who on the team, in your opinion, has the worst car out of the lot?
Oh, worst car. I know Langer's had a few problems with his truck, not running too great, so I'll say him.
All right, Langer is on the list there. Who says they've got game when it comes to getting the ladies? Who says that they have the best game out of the team?
Obviously Parker Comstock. I don't know if he backs it up too much, but
Who's got the worst style when it comes to what they wear on the road, coming to the rink as well? Who's got the worst style on the team?
Coach Moser.
the silver cage, I don't know if that's the best style.
I think that's probably the nicest, worst thing that we've said about.
Coach Moser.
Another one. Who is one teammate that you would not want to be stuck with in a car for a long road trip?
Jack Luco.
Ooh, Luco. I'll have to ask him about that. And finally, as well, another rapid fire last one. Who's got the worst taste in music on the team?
I'm a big country guy, and Sam Brennan likes to play a lot of rap, so I'd say him.
All right, we'll throw that right over there as well. Number 3 for your Granite City Lumberjacks, Joe Grenick joins us here this week on Coach's Corner, brought to you by Joe Clements, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest. Of course, the Lumberjacks will be back in action. Home and home matchup against the the Western Division leading Rochester Grizzlies. That'll be coming up here against Rochester again Friday down in Rochester, 7:05 puck drop, and then it'll be a 7:30 puck drop Saturday right here from Mueller Buick GMC Arena. And of course, we'll talk to you next week as well. This is Coach's Corner. I'm Paul Vold. Joe Grenick here this week.